Is running effective for fat loss? That's the question thousands of people ask every day. And today you're getting a clear, realistic answer. No hype, no fake before and afters, just the truth. If you're running to lose weight but not sure if it's actually working, or if you've been consistent and still not seeing results, this video is going to break it all down. We'll talk about what really matters for fat loss, how running fits into the equation, what role your diet plays, how to measure your progress effectively, and the mistakes that silently kill your results. I've been in your shoes, trying to run the weight off and wondering why it's not happening faster. So I did the research, tested it myself, and in this video you're getting what actually works. At the end of this video I'll show you exactly how many calories I burned just from running this year and what that actually did to my body. Okay, straight away, does running help burn fat? Absolutely. But can you run and still be fat? Absolutely. Like, running is not the only reason why you get thinner. Basically, all fat loss or gains comes to a simple equation: calories consumed minus calories burned. If you are in negatives, it means you are losing weight. If you are in positives, it means you are gaining weight. As simple as that. Of course, some people have different illnesses and things like that, but like 99% of the time, that's how it works. Like, nothing else. Now, let me explain. So for example, if you eat 3,000 calories per day, but you burn 2,500, it means you are gaining weight. The more you eat, the less you move, you're gaining weight. As simple as that. Let me give you a couple of interesting data points for you to be able to measure your results and measure whether running is effective or not. So there's a thing called BMR, Basic Metabolic Rate. These are fancy words. In simple words, if you do not move, how many calories do you burn in 24 hours? And for men, it's 1,600 to 1,900 calories per day, per 24 hours. For women, it's 1,400 to 1,700 calories per day. Now, in this case, the only important reason to measure calories is to know whether you're above that or below that. And that's if you do not move. So technically, what can be done is, let's say you are a man and you burn 1,700 calories per day and you eat 1,600 calories. That means you're going to slowly lose weight. Now, what does calories equal in weight? So 1 kilogram of fat is 7,700 calories. I usually think in terms of 3,500 calories is 0.5 grams of fat. So if I burn 3,500 calories, it means I lose half a kilo of fat. Or if I burn 7,700 calories, I burn 1 kilo of fat. Let's take the same example. If you're in 100 calorie deficit per day, it means it will take you 77 days to burn 1 kilo of fat. So that's 2.5 months to burn 1 kilo of fat, even if you do not move. Like, that is your basic metabolic rate. And that is math. Like, there's nothing you can do. It's as simple as that. And if you eat 100 calories more, it means that in 77 days, you will gain 1 kilo of weight. As simple as that. Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about running. Running is just a source of burned calories. That's it. So if you run and you eat too much, you eat fatty food, oily food, a lot of sweets. Sweets usually have a lot of calories. You can still gain weight and run at the same time. That's how it works. I'd like to give you a couple of examples. Just a second. By the way, you can always find the calorie count on the usually on the opposite side of any foods you have. So I have Sprite here, I have salad, and I have marshmallows. So for marshmallows, it is 300 grams and 337 calories per 100 grams. That's usually how it's written. Calories per 100 grams. So it means that this bag of marshmallows has 1,000 calories, because 337 times 3 equals 1,000 calories here. In Sprite, we have 39 calories per 100 milliliters, and we have 1,500 milliliters here. So that means that 39 times 15 equals roughly 600 calories. So imagine 600 calories here. For this salad, which has 200 grams of salad, for this whole bag, imagine this bag was huge. It's half empty. This bag had 40 calories, 40. So this had 600, this had 1,000. And this is 40. Can you see the difference? Now, that's why diet is super important. If you really want to lose weight, pay attention to your calories. Start counting your calories, and then the only thing you'll have to do is to start burning more than you eat. Usually it's easier to just limit the number of calories you eat than the number of calories you burn. So for example, for me to burn 600 calories, I have to run 10 kilometers, and that would be drinking this Sprite. So to drink the Sprite, it means I'll have to run roughly 10k. By the way, we can check this data a little bit later. Okay, now let's talk more about running. So running is a good source of calories burned, and I absolutely love running. This year I finished a marathon. I ran over 700 kilometers. Running is great, but in the very beginning it wasn't as easy for me to run as it is now, because right now I learned a lot of stuff. I've been running for the last 4 years. I did gain weight while I was running, and after that I had to pay a lot of attention to the way I eat, and after that the weight went down. So let's break down. I will give you lessons from this book that will apply to anything in your life, but to running as well. So if you want to run, and you want to run and lose weight, you want to run consistently. You want to make sure it's 4 things, just as it says in this book. You want to make it obvious, you want to make it attractive, easy, and satisfying. Now let's break it down. First of all, easy to notice. That means put your running shoes next to the door so that you see them every time, and you get reminded of running every single time you walk by the door. Set a clear timing and triggers. So for example, put it in your calendar, or put an actual timer or an alarm, or say that after you drink your coffee you're going to go for a run. That's if we make it obvious. Now let's make it attractive. Pair it with something that you enjoy. For example, listening to music or listening to the podcasts, whatever you want. Like maybe run with other people if that's what you enjoy. Potentially, you could also run in just a beautiful part of the city that you like, or in nature. Number 3, make it easy. You need to lower the barrier to starting. Usually, in my case, the barrier is just pressure I put on myself. Like, oh, I need to run like 20 kilometers today. Or when I was getting started, oh no, I need to run 2k today. Like, no, make sure you start easy. That means your first run can be a minute. The next one can be 2 minutes. The third one can be 3 minutes, or you can count it in number of meters. So your first one can be 50 meters or 100 meters. You need to make it so easy so that you just absolutely don't even feel it, and that you basically need to break the thing in your head so that instead of it being pressure and super hard, after you run 50 meters, you are not going to get tired. Or if that is even hard, just make sure you go for a walk. Like something so simple that you won't even feel it. On making it easy part, if you put shoes or prepare your clothing in advance, it's going to be easier for you instead of you having to search. So just simplifying things as much as possible, making it enjoyable. Now the last one, make it satisfying. This is something I talked about, like marking it out in your notes or whatever you keep track, whatever you like. Like make sure this part is also satisfying. And if you need to build a new habit with marking things, use the same tactics. It works for anything in life. So make sure you mark it out, like check. Make sure to celebrate wins, but make sure not to celebrate your run with a milkshake that's going to be more calories than the run itself, but maybe drink a cup of tea. Once again, maybe you need to create a lot of new habits in order to do that, and it's not sophisticated, it's not easy to do it, because you need to basically reprogram your brain to do new things. But once you do those things, you will be a different person. So it's not just about running, it's becoming a different person who has different habits, who eats differently, who lives differently. But don't be afraid of that, because that all comes from those little steps, from 50-meter run, from just starting to track your calories, or not even track your calories. Make sure to just learn about the calories, get a habit of knowing your calories. After you get your diet in place, after you run consistently, you enjoy it, you run better, you become better. There's no other way other than to lose weight. Okay, now let's count how many calories I burned from running in 2025. There are also a couple of runs I did not record because my watch died. Let's see. So the total calories in July so far, 2,760. In June, 6,000. So actually, let's do a math. 2,760,5944. Okay, in May, 7,286, 9,333, 13,644, 4,997, 5,238. Okay, so a total of 49,202 calories. I did not expect that I burned so many calories, but these are the results that you can expect. And to be honest, I didn't run that much before 2025, so it's just this year that went kind of very good for me. Other than that, I never ran that much. I did run, but I also gained weight, and it all has to do with just number of calories you burn and the number of calories you eat. If you have any questions, be sure to leave those in the comments so that I can help you. Other than that, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, you will like this video here, so click on it, and I will see you in that video.